You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
And we are back, and this is Small Biz Florida, the podcast and broadcast that's all things business across the Treasure Coast. And you just heard a segment that we recorded and produced at the recent JMI Leadership Conference up in Orlando. You were hearing Laura Lee. She founded the legal department with the help of her local Small Business Development Center. Her success as an attorney, partnered with the advice of expert business consultant and years of research, helped her form her business in 2015. So again, still kind of making sure that we get all that content out that we got at
How
some
many
recent
thousand
conference.
interviews did you do?
Well, it wasn't thousands, but boy, it felt like it. I'm telling you, after the Florida Economic Development Conference and the JMI Conference, and then we just were at the Small Business Success Conference put on by the SBDC in Tampa. I'm telling you, you do 12 to 15 segments in a day. I'm telling you.
You're whipped.
I find a couch someplace in the lobby and go crash. I mean,
oh my!
I'm telling you. And I used to spend a lot of time in elementary school and high school in detention because I could talk so much during class, but I can't do it anymore. I'm telling you, I get talked out after 12 segments. So,
well, see, I had 7 foot nuns, so they made it sure that I didn't talk too much.
Yeah, well, I had nuns too. I still got in trouble. So yes, so I'm in the right field, that's for sure, because I can talk. But I'm telling you. But let me tell you, going to those conferences and getting to talk to the people that we get to talk to, and bring that kind of advice and discussion back to the Treasure Coast. I love it. It's good stuff.
Going back to the very early days of what we called Startup Talk back then, and you interviewed a financial letter publisher who had been coming to the Treasure Coast since the 50s, who is now developing that Martin County property.
The Kiplinger.
You discussed more than 5 years ago. See, you got a huge exclusive there for many years.
Well, and I'm going to tell you what we did today.
Oh no!
So today,
there's more?
Yeah, today we took our little radio and podcast broadcast on the road. We didn't have to go very far. We went 5 buildings to the north on the Pruitt campus, but our good friend and professor at Indian River State College. Well, I shouldn't say he's a professor, but Dr. Cooper, our good friend who works at the college. Dr. Cooper recently secured another National Science Foundation grant, a $2.7 million grant to fund what's called the Electric Vehicle Consortium. So today, Kevin brought this group of folks together at the college there on the Pruitt campus. Incredible gathering, probably 65 folks in the room. I mean, from all over this country. Oregon, Washington State, Arizona, all the leading folks in electric vehicles, the thought leaders in this space, were all there today to begin a conversation about creating curriculum, coursework, certifications for folks to get engaged in to support the electric vehicle industry.
How do they find employees? How do they get employees?
I'm telling you, and we had a discussion today with a Tesla employee. And
like the Tesla?
Well, the Tesla.
Whoa!
So it'll be on the radio here shortly, but it was so. The question was, Tesla's been so innovative and such a leader in this whole space that they really kind of got the cars out ahead of the support system. And they admit it. They say, we gotta build a pipeline now, technician. So anyway, really interesting conversation.
Awesome.
But
Good stuff.
yeah, so they were all on the campus today. They're going to be working through tomorrow. But Indian River State College has received a 3-year, $2.7 million award from the National Science Foundation to establish a national electric vehicle consortium to help alleviate an immediate shortage of skilled technical workers across almost every sector of the fast-growing electric vehicle industry. Workforce projections estimate that all EV industry will add 250 to 500,000 new high-paying jobs by 2030.
Wow.
And I heard that from a professor today in an interview. He said, we're 500,000 people short right now.
Oh, my God.
So, anyway, cool, very
Whoa.
cool stuff.
Congrats, Dr. Cooper. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Dr. Moore was there and of course, got the crowd kicked off the right way, got them motivated. It's beautiful. So anyway, we got some great segments and some good interviews. And that Tesla program, just off the hook, great program. But anyway, we'll talk about that.
Cool.
Coming up. But real quickly, just want to remind everybody that we do have kicking off our 4th cohort of the Digital Media Marketing Boot Camp next week. So that will be August the 8th, 4-day boot camp, 8 to 12. Leanna Haig, our digital marketing specialist. It's been a very popular program. It is limited seating. We do like to have some hands-on work in that class, so it is limited. So we encourage you, if you want to get involved in that, I would encourage you to do so quickly. And so anyway, got a lot going on. Went to the EV today consortium, and then again, if you're out and about, got the latest edition of Treasure Coast Business Magazine. Our good friend Doug Miller and his father, always good friend, go way back in time with Joey in business.
Doug and Joey. Yep.
Yeah, and one of my favorite shows was when I had Joey and Johnny Stam on the show. Yep. But we did also dedicate this issue to we highlighted some minority business owners. So again, great article. So be sure and check that out. Good stuff.
By the way, speaking of Indian River State College,
Yes.
Congratulations to Amber Woods,
Right.
the owner of Treasure Coast Lexus. Well, Daddy had a little something to do with
Right,
it, but
right,
anyway, congrats to Amber, one of the 2 brand new board members.
Well, and the other one
the
is
foundation.
Yeah, and the other one is Stanley Campbell.
Yes.
Eagle Forest Associates and owner of the Martin Downs Golf Club and Resort. So, yeah, 2 new members of the board.
Yeah.
Foundation
awesome.
board. Yep.
Congratulations to both.
Speaking of standout small business owners, we have one with us live in the studio tonight. We have with us LaToya Ballard. LaToya is the owner, operator, founder of MissBsLearningBees, which is an after-school program in Vero Beach. LaToya, welcome to Small Biz Florida.
Thank you so much for having me.
LaToya, you and I became acquainted, of course, like so many of us have become acquainted during the pandemic. Your business was in Indian River County, and Indian River County, I got to hand it always to the county commission up there. They did a great job in supporting small business. They got some CARES Act dollars like a lot of counties and municipalities did. And like all of our counties across the Treasure Coast, they took those dollars and created some small business grants. And, we got to know each other through that whole grant process. So we appreciate you taking time out tonight to spend a little time and talk about your business and talk about small business in general tonight.
Yes. Thank you again for having me.
So, as we always begin on our show, just a little bit of background on yourself, kind of your pathway to starting and launching your after-school program?
I attended a meeting one day at the Gifford Youth. Back then, it was the Gifford Youth Activity Center, and it was called Days of Our Lives, and it highlighted the data that was specific to, it highlighted the data for the school district, and it showed student scores, like how they performed on the FSA. And one thing that stood out to me was that how the students that were economically disadvantaged, how they performed, how low their scores were. And I knew that if those students had the support, that they could definitely do better. And so I started bringing them into my home around my kitchen table when I would get off. And I took it from my kitchen table to the community. And
Nice.
Here we are today.
Nice. And I love textbook entrepreneurial stories like that. I mean, and I teach this, try to get my students and clients to understand that you've really got to identify that problem, and you did, and then identify the solution. So you textbook entrepreneur.
Wow.
So, yes, you did good. A+, LaToya.
Thank you.
So tell us about the business itself. How you started in as a home-based business around the kitchen table. You're now the real deal out there. Talk to us about the business. How does it operate? What kind of student population do you have? Tell us a little bit about MissBsLearningBees.
So MissBsLearningBees is a nonprofit organization located in Indian River County. We became organized in 2014 as a nonprofit organization. And our mission is to assist children and families from high poverty communities by providing academic support and behavioral services to students in grades K through 12.
Nice. And I really liked the model and the concept. I think before we went on the air, I told you my wife is a school teacher, and I think you nailed the issue. It does require support. After school, you can only do so much during that hour that a teacher has with a student during the day. It does require that after school support and work.
Yes,
and that can make a huge difference in, as you said, test scores.
Yes, tremendous.
And that's really kind of what you're focused on. It's more, you are providing some academic support after the school session is ended.
Yes, and what makes us unique is that our whole focus is proficiency. So we're not just providing tutoring. We're not just another tutor program. We're not just babysitting, but we use a very unique approach where we're using an online learning program. We're using a beginning diagnostic, an ending diagnostic, and then we're monitoring the process throughout to make sure that what we're doing is actually impacting the student.
Yeah. And the FSA now, I think this was the last time for the FSA?
Yes,
Right.
we're on to progress monitoring. And
Right.
so we've been a little bit ahead of this curve because we utilize an online learning program called IXL. So we use IXL in our program it creates an individual action plan for each student. So we use that to determine, to see how student gains. Well, we have already been using iReady as a progress monitoring piece, and we were just using the FSA to say this was definitely the gains, and we watched this grow throughout the time. So now that the state is going to a progress monitoring plan, we feel like we're already ahead of the curve.
Nice. And again, you of course you began talking. What drove you to do all this was data, and I can't stress enough. We stress it in our conversations with business owners. We multiple shows we dedicate, but it really is in business. It is data driven. I mean, you've got to watch the numbers. You've got to understand the data. You've got to have KPIs, key performance indicators, monitor where you are against those goals and objectives. That's fair statement about what you're doing too?
Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing. We're starting out with our numbers and we're a business as well, and so so that we're able to show growth to our funders and to our supporters. They want to know, how are the students being monitored, measured? How do we know that they're actually making these gains? So we have to start out with our initial diagnostic assessment, monitor them throughout, monitor the gains or the decreases in their learning, and then make changes as we monitor their work.
Now, how old are these children?
These our students range from ages 5 to 18 years old. So we go everywhere. And our 5-year-olds are 5-year-olds that are getting out of Head Start, going into kindergarten, not necessarily kindergartners, because we want to help those students that are going into kindergarten, making sure that they're getting that extra support that they need as well.
And you talk about you mentioned your funding partners. You're part of the regular channels of funding agencies in Indian River County? I think you're a United Way. You're associated. Are you? Maybe I'm not right there.
Well, we are with CSAC, the
Okay.
Johns Island Community Service League, Head, Heart, and Hands.
Nice.
And the Marty Fish Foundation.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we gave a shout out to your funders.
Yes, we are so
Tennis
grateful
player,
for
huh?
them.
Yeah, Marty's done a good job as a tennis player, but as a philanthropist as well.
Yeah, nice. So let's turn just a moment to you're doing great work. So that's, again, big check mark there for you. But let's talk about business as a small business owner. You said you went from the kitchen table to then launched it, in the real world. As I ask a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs, I mean, what surprised you about starting your own business? What didn't you see coming? What caught you off guard? What would you do differently if you did it over again?
If I had to do this all over again, and over my time, I've had a lot of time. I had the opportunity to see other nonprofits start and begin, and I think that my greatest disadvantage to myself is that I was not as resourceful. I did not use the resources in my community. I wish that I would have first connected with United Way to get guidance as to how about beginning the nonprofit. I wish I would have reached out to the SBDC to also.
Thank you.
You're welcome to also to also get some research to just learn what the expectations are and what they could have been. And because of that, I spent the first 10 years sponsoring my business out of my teaching paycheck. And so that almost put me in no house at all. So
Right.
If I had to do it again, I would definitely use all of the resources that are available to me.
Nice. What were there any surprises? Did anything strike you? And you're like, wow, didn't see that one coming. I mean,
yes, I think one of the biggest surprises that that has been absolutely surprised, or that has been surprising to us, has been the support that we get from our community. I live in an amazing community. Indian River County is an amazing community.
Yeah.
And the support that I've received from the county, the support that I've received from Association of Fundraising Professionals, just from different executive directors and members of the community, how they've all some way lended a hand, has
Nice.
really been surprising and helpful.
nice. So we are days away. My wife returned to work yesterday. She gets students next Wednesday, I believe, but she's back at work. So where are we in Indian River County? When does school go back in session?
We start also next Wednesday. Our teachers reported on Monday. Our teachers reported Monday and Tuesday as optional days, because our superintendent has permitted us optional days at the beginning of the year. So optional days were Monday and Tuesday, and then I think everyone had to report beginning today.
So did you did Miss Bees Learning Bees? Did you continue to work your program through the summer? I'm assuming.
We did.
Absolutely.
We did.
Okay. But what changes in the you're going to now start the regular routine of the after school operations?
Yes. So the difference between the summer and the school year is the way we implement learning or our focus. So we're always focused on proficiency. We're always focused on learning. The difference is during the school year, we focus primarily on using our online learning program and doing their homework and things of that nature. During the summer, it's more fun. We do good, have fun is our motto. And so as long as they're learning, they show their games. We have lots and lots of games. Fun activities. We run at the gym at the Intergenerational Center so that we can have some days of fun and play. So we incorporate a lot of interactive learning during the summer, which is how it's different.
And you've got an event coming up?
We do. So right now, to assist in our back-to-school celebration, we began with a back-to-school supply drive to help fill our supply closet, which we provide to students and families from high-poverty communities throughout the year because they need school supplies throughout the year. And then we will be culminating on September 17th at Walking Tree Brewery for a back-to-school barbecue shindig. We are asking the community to come out to support. It's going to be complete with ribs, chicken, and all the fixings for an amazing barbecue.
Small Biz, Florida on the road.
That's right. Broadcasting live from the barbecue, but it's not a very long show. That's right. No time to talk when there's ribs around. So what is the date again for that? That's
the date is September 17th.
Oh, okay.
And it will be from 6 to 10 p.m. We'll have live music. Our barbecue will be catered by 14 Bones.
Okay.
And we're just looking to have a boot scooting good time.
All right, cool. And let's take just a quick step back and just a little reflection. How did the pandemic work on your schedule? Did you guys have to close? Were you shut down for a period of time?
Well, what happened is we're so grateful for technology and the internet. We were able to use our online program because IXL is online. So we were able to transfer our online learning very easily for our students and for our parents. One of the biggest challenges we had was when it was time when the world started to open back up, we remained out of the building until October. So that is, one of our goals this year is to definitely obtain a space so that we are always able to be open and have access to our students and they have access to us.
Nice. All right. Again, how does do you have a limited seating in at Mrs. B's, or are you still got plenty of room for additional students? How does your attendance work? How does your enrollment work? Can you take more?
Sure. So right now we have 60 students enrolled for the school year. We're really excited. We had about 20 new students show up at our orientation yesterday at the Intergenerational Center. However, we are trying to get up to 75. So we still have 15 seats that are open to parents. We have been running ads on Facebook as well as our website. So if parents would like to learn more or see how they can get involved, they are able to go to MissBsLearningBees.org. Or they can find us on Facebook, and a link will take you directly to our website.
Okay.
And I'll give you a broadcast contract before you leave the building.
Thank you.
So again, just so September the 17th, you'll be well back into school, but you're going to have your back to school barbecue. It'll all take place at Walking Tree.
Walking Tree Brewery, correct.
Yeah, nice. And on the 17th from 6 to 10, and that'll serve as kind of you're using the funding for supplies.
We are going. The purpose of the Back to School Barbecue and Shindig is to increase access for children from high poverty communities. So one of the things that we need to be able to take more students in is every new student we have to purchase a laptop because our program is completely online, and so. Just to create those resources so that we have to turn no student away.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, listen. Again, it was nice getting to know you through the whole grant process. I got to know. I tell folks all the time. I got to learn an awful lot about an awful lot of small businesses in Indian River County.
Yes.
I was really very appreciative that the county and Helene Castletine at the EDC in Indian River County, engaged the SBDC to assist and support those grant programs. It was nice for us to be able to help small business, but it really allowed us to really get to understand and meet and engage with an awful lot of small business owners and operators in Indian River County that I never knew existed, and you were one of those standouts that we got to know.
Well, thank you. We are so grateful for the support that the SBDC provided in helping us complete the grant application, going through the process of receiving the funds.
Yes, it was, it wasn't horrible, but there were some. There was some hoops.
But we worked through it. You were amazing. You and Katie, your team was amazing at smoothing it through.
Well, you call us amazing. I may be called some other names.
Never by me.
And they may begin with an A too. I don't know if it's amazing, especially if I didn't get the grant for you. But I have to say I really did. I felt a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction helping businesses, and then when the whole nonprofit round started too, and I give Indian River County credit for that. They were one of the ones that stepped up and said we're going to do a specific grant just for nonprofits.
Yes, that was we are forever grateful to our community, to our county commissioners, to the United Way. For always remembering the nonprofits.
Yep. All right, LaToya, one more time. How does someone find Miss Bees Learning Bees? And you say you got some seats left for the fall term 2022.
We do. If you'd like to reach Miss Bees Learning Bees, our phone number is 772-713-4130. Again, 772-713-4130, or you can reach us at our website at MissBsLearningBees.org. Again, MissBsLearningBees.org. Thank you.
And it is the Miss Bees Learning Bees Back to School Barbecue event. It'll take place September the 17th from 6 to 10 p.m. at Walking Tree Brewery in Vero Beach. LaToya, incredible work.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work in the area of education, and thank you for being a small business owner, entrepreneur who persevered and got to where you are today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us and giving us this platform.
Absolutely. And Greg, thank you for all you do here at WPSL and WSTU. And
I don't do much, but yeah, thanks for that.
Well, there's a lot of buttons over there, Greg. And I wouldn't know which ones to push, so I appreciate that. And with that, we'll bring to close this segment of Small Biz Florida, brought to you by the Florida SBDC right here at Indian River State College. I am Tom Kindred, and we will talk to you next Thursday. This is Small Biz Florida.
You've been listening to Small Biz Florida. right here on WPSL, Port St. Lucie. Talk of the Treasure Coast, webcaster to the world on TuneIn. And WSTU Stewart, Martin County's heritage station, serving the Treasure Coast since 1954.